Pretty soon we're going to need a bigger tribute wall.
Let's hope not.
Hi, everybody. Here we are Saturday night, and 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central. So on.
Hello, everyone.
And hi, Linda. How you doing tonight?
Hi, Steve.
We've had a rough week. We're rough 2 weeks. So I'm glad everybody could make it that's here, and we're going to have a good show tonight. You might learn something also. Before we get going too crazy, I always forget this in the beginning of the show, okay? We have a giveaway again tonight, and we have some 6-foot leashes. All right? We have a 6-foot leash to give away tonight. We've been giving away collars. We figured we better, give you something to connect to the collar. So hashtag GPRM, put it in the comments, and you got an hour. We're going to do the drawing at the end of the show. So.
And we don't just have pink. We have other colors, too.
Yeah, yeah, there's other colors. If you got a female dog, you want pink, we've got that. If you got a male dog, you want a blue, I think we've got that, so on and so forth. So, wow. We had a rough week this, rough couple of weeks. I don't know how much you want to talk about that because that was a hard one on you. It's a hard one on everybody. But go ahead and give it a shot. I got your back.
Well, the past couple of weeks, we lost 2 very beautiful dogs. We lost Betty White and we lost Soli. We all know Betty White's story. She was shot in the head and she was fostered, by Ellen and her rescue. And she just gave everything to her, every opportunity, every chance. She was doing really, really well. And then she started having a seizure. And the seizure lasted for about 30 minutes, all the way up until she got to the vet's office, where the vet explained that the prolonged seizure probably would cause her more damage to her brain. And, she's been through enough. She suffered enough. We didn't want to see her suffer anymore. So Ellen had to make that really hard decision to let her go. And then we lost our Soli, who was adopted by Mary and Dean, our adopters, and they lost him to osteosarcoma, which is cancer. So it's been a really, really hard couple weeks for us.
It has. And Betty, we don't know how, you guys did great. Everybody did great. You guys got her medical costs covered and thank you, everybody. And we never, I don't even think the vet expected what happened with Betty.
They were surprised.
Everybody, the vets all had high hopes. So,
yeah.
But we did make a couple videos for that. And we're going to just do it in the order that we did it. Some of you folks remember, I don't know if you remember him or not. I don't think we ever had him on the show, did we? Soli. Yeah, but
no, I don't think so. Steve, he was.
She got adopted so quickly.
Very quickly, yes. Yeah, they just fell in love with him, and if you knew Soli, you would know why. He was just he's just the best guy.
Let's introduce him to Soli. Unfortunately, it's not a way we wanted to. So get your tissues ready. That's a tough one. I think after they adopted him, or actually since he came to his home from the time they lost him, they only got 15 months with him. Okay, right around that area.
And he was young.
He was young. Man, those cancers they're just bad. Okay.
Did you
Wow.
see how happy he was? He lived his life on a chain, you know, and then he came into rescue, and of course he was adopted. And
they accused him of killing livestock. We're getting a lot of that.
Yeah.
And it turns out something else was probably killing it. So, but anyway, I don't know if y'all are ready for this one, but we're gonna do one last video for Betty. Okay. Thank you everybody so much for donating your money, your heart to Betty. Okay.
Yes.
So
thousands and thousands of people.
Yes. Yes. Here we go. You know, the other day when we got these videos finished, I told Linda, I says, man, this has got to stop. We need something happy now. So now let's just do something, keep our minds busy. For some reason, the entry thingy wasn't taken, so I'm going to restart this, and we're going to have to do our hashtag GPRMs one more time. All right, but just give me a second. Don't do them yet. And I don't know why, because I saw the entries going in, but they didn't go in. So we're going to restart the machine. And I can't talk and poke the keyboard at the same time. No. So now, speaking of getting things happy, okay, I'm going to start. All right, let's try that again. And I'll put the what I want up there, what we have to put up there, hashtag GPRM, put it in your comments. And now let's change this into a happier note. Okay. I'm all for that. So I do want to look at the comments. I saw a couple in there that,
yeah.
And there's one I'm actually going to bring up because we do this. And right there. So now we've got Melissa on here too at Great Pyrenees Rescue Society. I should invite her up too, but she's busy too. She watches the show while she's working with 30 dogs, okay, in her headquarters. But I don't know what's going on. That's still not collecting. I just saw your hashtag. Take the space out of that. All right, Steve, take the space out of the hashtag GPRM. Lori's, we are collecting now. So Anyway, let me read this. It's y'all seriously need to drop your fence rules. I have a GP rescue. Apparently you have a rescued dog, and only a pool fence. He's awesome. Your rules keep restrictions. Yeah, they do. You want to address that, Linda? You want me to? I'll be happy to, but I think you can do a pretty good job.
Well, as far as us dropping our fence rules, that's not going to happen. So fences are in place for a reason. It's to keep our dogs safe, and not shot or hit by cars, which we see every day. Are there dogs that can do okay without a fence? Sure, there's a few, but most Pyrenees, it just doesn't work. They need to be safely contained, and we will always do that. We will always require that. So I'm sorry that they are, that restriction or that rule is a problem for some people, but it's just the way it is, and it's the way it's going to stay. I'll make no, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything for anybody. Right. I'm not going to get a call that my Pyrenees that I adopted to you just got hit by a car and killed.
I remember there was one time that you had just hung up from one of those calls while somebody was on the message board complaining because you wouldn't let him have a dog without a fence. And you had just hung up on a call that a Pyrenees got hit and apparently didn't make it because he wandered away from his house that didn't have a fence. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm sure there's some exceptions to the rules.
Sure,
if you have an escape artist, then that would be a good candidate for you, Amanda. Okay. So I don't think we have any right now.
No, we don't. If you've seen how many of our dogs that came into rescue because they did not have fencing and the owners could not contain the dogs, that's a large percentage of our rescue dogs.
Yeah. Andrea just said that her neighbor got up here, had no fence, got hit by a car. There's how else can we put that more clear? Mm-hmm. And Jen says, thank you for protecting our breed. And Carrie says, never drop the fence.
Mm-hmm. Now there are some dogs that go over any kind of fencing, and then they're called leash walked only dogs. Mm-hmm. And that's really hard for you as one of my adopters to get by on that one. I mean, you really have to show me that you are a dedicated many, many years leash walker.
But at least
that happens.
Amanda, you can apply for a leash only dog. If there's one listed as a leash only dog, by all means apply. You won't get anywhere until you apply. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's where everything starts. And then we'll do one more because I don't want our star to go to sleep on us tonight. And we will come back to the comments. Nancy works with Peer Rescue and Sanctuary in Colorado, and everybody's seen their fair share. As a matter of fact, just yesterday, I think I saw a poster today from either Judy or Nancy. Somebody found two peers wandering around. So, all righty, we got a good show. And let me get this down. And one last thing is in our description of our show, we have one of the links that I put down there is our YouTube channel link. And if we can get 7 more subscribers, we can take away that whole back half of that URL right there I just put up, and we can change it customized for our rescue. And if you don't subscribe because you don't like notifications, I get that. Okay. I wouldn't want to do that either. And so we just turn off notifications. I'm not asking you to get notifications from our side. We want to shorten our URL. While you're there, you might want to look at some of the videos. There's some pretty nice stuff. We have like 85 or 90 videos up there. So,
not to mention it starts to benefit us too, monetary wise after a while.
Right. Well, we have to, and by the way, she's right. Don't tell all your friends because we need 1,000 subscribers to monetize it to where we can get part of it.
Oh, we better get to Quinn down there before.
Yes, we're going to. And I see Roman down there. Roman's not feeling good today, but he's here. So let's get Quinn up, everybody. Here you go. We just went happy now. Okay. Wow. Hey, that dog looks like the dog in the video. Hi, Jeff and Sherry. Well, more importantly, hi, Quinn.
We had to
How's he doing in there, Sherry or Jeff? I'm not sure which one's going to talk. Do I hear Sonny? That is one good-looking little girl now.
That's our Quinn.
That is Quinn. Everybody meet Quinn.
She's a sweetheart.
Isn't she young, a year old, and she got accused of killing chickens and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what happened to Sherry's audio, but I don't hear them. Do you? Okay, that's all right. You know enough about them, and I just made a video. I learned a little bit. Where's Reagan when you need her? Hi, Roman. I hope you're feeling better. If you start coughing, go ahead and take yourself down.
I'm gonna put the microphone away.
She was accused of killing chickens and chasing cows. So just like the video said, keep chickens off the couch. She should be okay. Sherry, she hasn't bothered any of your chickens, have she?
No, there's a fence between them. So, but she hasn't paid them any attention.
So moral of that story is don't put puppies with chickens, right?
Yeah, she's just a baby. She doesn't get the responsibility of watching chickens.
Yes.
Well, it takes a long time to teach a dog to avoid chickens because poultry is a predator for sheep. So everything that flies and has wings is naturally a predator to sheep. Mm-hmm. So dogs naturally will guard the sheep of chickens. So that's why you have to train the dog to accept chickens.
Yeah. And Natalie has covered that once before too. Not, the chickens, they're different.
Mm-hmm.
But none of them.
It's a whole different form of training.
Oh, yeah.
You can't put any of them out there until you train them.
Yeah.
So anyway.
And she's down.
Look at her. That looks just like the dog in the video, doesn't it?
We had a beautiful day today, and she's been outside most of the day, just wandering around, learning her surroundings.
Now she's only a year old, right? Or thereabouts?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of home, Sherry or Jeff, whichever, what kind of home do you think she would need? Was the video accurate where we kind of want to avoid chickens and cows, but we need a couple children? Is that what I heard? Is that what I read?
Well, Linda says she came from a home with a bunch of children, and she really enjoyed my 4-year-old granddaughter today.
Awesome.
She needs a home with maybe another dog to play with because as she's coming out of her shell, she's got quite a bit of energy, which is good. She's a puppy. So.
Yeah. And that's just it, a puppy. She rode well in the car. I heard.
She does really well in the car. She does well on a leash. She knows how to sit. She's got the pyre paw down. She is ambidextrous. She can use both of them.
Oh, good. So basically what you're saying is that they missed a boat. The previous owners missed a boat, and whoever adopts her is going to hit the jackpot.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. They're lost. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Sometimes the chickens mean more to them than the dog does.
That's what it sounded like.
Here she is, a young, beautiful, sweet dog who loves children and other dogs. And, she's just a great all around
companion.
Little girl. Yeah. She's going to make somebody a great dog.
Yeah. About how much do we know how much she weighs?
No, I'd have to look that up.
Okay. She looks kind of tiny, but looks on the show can be deceiving.
Yeah. Well, she's still really young too. So
a lot of fur.
Maybe weighs 56 pounds.
56 pounds.
56.
50 to 60. Yeah. I'd somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sherry's not feeling well. Roman's not feeling well. And that's two different sides of the country. So they didn't get it from each other. Just so you know. All right. Get well, Sherry.
We have the chicken flu.
Yeah.
No.
So GPRescue.com. And when will she be available, Linda?
Well, we're going to give her some time, Steve. We just got her a couple days ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we want to, learn more about her. We're learning about her every day. I talk to Shari every day. How's my baby? How's my baby?
And
she gives me constant updates. So
Yeah, because we don't
She's
know her
coming out of her
personality.
shell. She's
Yeah, we
coming out
don't
of her
know
shell.
her
and we're learning
personality
about
yet.
her.
Yeah, I mean, she's still upside down. See, she's proving it.
Yes.
She's upside down.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, by the way, for everybody in the group that followed Sunny's story, that picture was Sunny smiling at the camera.
that was Sunny with yes, in the video
Yes.
where you saw Jeff there.
Before you, Steve, Sunny was quite the story for us.
That's right.
Yeah, he has quite the following. Our boy does.
We did an earlier video on him too, and basically what it was, there was a lot of people that wanted Sonny dead.
Yeah, there was.
And
Yeah, there was.
some of it all started because they were wrong about what he was doing. They were wrong. They misread it. They didn't look at his intentions. They looked at what they thought he might do, because how dare him communicate with somebody? And then when somebody attacked him, how dare him defend himself without really hurting the person?
Yeah, I had to go to bat for Sonny several times to save his life.
And when he got, and that's who Sherry and Jeff have, is Sonny. And
yes, they do.
And they're still here. He didn't eat anybody.
He has not eaten anybody.
That's usually a good day when you don't get eaten by your dog. Right?
He did, however, lick a chicken to death who dared to cross into his yard. So
he licked it to death?
He did. He licked that poor hen to death. He just scared the crap out of her.
Oh boy.
Oh.
He died shortly thereafter of shock.
Oh.
But her fault. She came into the yard, so
yeah. Well,
wasn't the smartest chicken. But now he doesn't give chickens any attention. So that was when he first got here. But now he can go out in the chicken pen and he doesn't even pay him any attention.
Well, I mean, I don't know, Sherry, you have chickens and stuff, and make no mistake, I love chicken too.
Right? Yeah, they taste delicious.
Yes. But you see, here's the thing with a puppy. There's a good possibility. I'm not saying it's set in stone. A good possibility. She played with him, and then he broke, and then he went to play with another one, or she did, and that one broke.
They're big squeaky.
Yeah. They're just So that means she didn't intend to, but we don't know that for sure. A lot of times that's what happens with a puppy. Bottom line, don't put a puppy with a chicken yet. Without training. Now, how long did it take you guys to do you have any of your dogs around chickens right now, Sherry and Jeff?
Yeah, we've got 4 dogs now that are chicken safe. Yeah.
Now, did you get lucky and they were just okay with them, or did you have to train?
No, we had to train them that the chickens were important to us, and if they were important to us, then they were supposed to leave them alone.
How about that?
It didn't take long, but
you lost one getting licked to death. I get that.
Yeah, we lost a couple of them that way. One of them was a rooster, so that was fine. I mean, we got 4 of those, so one of those missing was not a big deal. But yeah. It was.
And here's me crying 3 months over a duck I lost.
Yeah, he lost his duck.
My chickens are not my pets. They are eggs. That's it. They're for eggs.
Now, it has. Have you seen a favorite toy out of Quinn yet, or are you still leaving them picked up?
I don't think she knows about toys. We've got a tug of war rope out, and she hasn't paid any attention.
Okay. There is a restriction on her now. You can't let chickens on the couch. You can't put a cow on your couch. You're going to get denied. And if you don't have toys, well, we'll have to talk. But we'll figure out when we can.
We'll figure.
She'll tell us. Yeah. So I want to bring this one up here with Andrea. The people get peers and they think they automatically know what to do.
That drives me crazy.
That does, doesn't it? They have the basic instincts, okay?
Yes.
That they can fall back on. They're a livestock guardian breed, all right? So they know they will stand their ground. That's about what they know. There's certain things a breed we can expect out of, certain things that's kind of out of their character, breed trait wise. But it doesn't mean that they know how to go out and protect the sheep from all these prey or all these predatory breeds without any teaching. That would be like me handing Sherry a scalpel and say, go do open heart surgery. she'll say, I can't do that. Well, wait a minute. Human does that. Well, but he knows how. He was taught.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. That's just an analogy I use, and that's kind of out there, but you have to teach them but is it hard to teach them? Well, we don't know yet. It depends on the individual dog. We get a lot of them that go out in the fields, don't get trained, and they come to rescue, and they're great dogs as companions and couch potatoes.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
she's got some beautiful markings, Shari.
What's that?
She has beautiful markings.
She absolutely does. Yeah.
Yeah. Nancy noticed her markings too a little bit ago. But so what we're going to do here is GPRescue.com. We got more than her out there. Okay. And how about, would you guys be willing to pop back on the show when we get her ready, when she's ready for adoption, and we can bring her here?
Oh, absolutely.
Cool. Thanks. All right. There you have it. When she's ready for it. So the recording stays up. Watch her now. Let's see if there's any difference when she's ready. She might not wake up by the time she's ready. So
she's a worn out today.
She's tired. How long was her trip in transport to come to you?
Probably about 6 hours total.
Okay.
Between shopping and transferring and all that.
Yeah. And always remember too that when you move a dog like that, you're destabilizing them. Okay. And even though they were living out on a chain, they didn't know about this right here. They know about living on a chain, and they've, I guess, some of them just accept it, but now she doesn't have to. Okay. Because I love the fact that Jeff and Sherry have her. She got to meet Sonny, for God's sake. Sonny was
a celebrity, you know.
Yeah, he is a celebrity. He was a little bit before my time. Not a lot. Yeah. What, about a month or so? I don't know.
It was a while.
Yeah.
It was a while. Yeah.
So GPRescue.com, there's so much happening there that you're not even going to miss her. Well, unless you're going to look for her. Because all kind of stuff there. We've got some breed information if you want to learn to breed. All right. And we've got places also, if you really want to learn to breed and you're saying, wait a minute, what's this stuff about this fence? Let's come out and talk to us. Read what we have, read the general consensus. Okay. And are they perfect with cats? Well, it depends. Your cat predatory breed or not? The dog could get confused. All right. If you got a cat that's a jerk and they started attacking your dog, he's going to stand his ground. Yes, sir. Roman, we're going to bring you up. Thank you. We don't have audio on you, Roman.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we need to pay attention to one particular point. If a dog is good with cats and chickens in your house and you rehome the dog to another house, these cats and chickens are not moving with the dog. Therefore, the new cats and the new chickens in the other house are strangers and they're not part of the dog's family. Right? That means even if the dog was good with cats in that house, doesn't mean he's good with the cats in the other house. Because dogs guardian breeds perceive to guard the family, not strangers.
Right. Now, we do know that he can do it, the dog. He's capable. All right. Even with cats, we do introductions. So, and sorry, Roman, I just can't get enough of her. And there is Donna has a question that Linda might be able to answer. We rescued our 3 through GPRS in Texas. Are you affiliated? We're friends. Does that affiliate us? We're friends.
Yeah. Yeah. It's called Friendship Networking Rescues Helping Other Rescues.
Could even be called Unity Among Rescue.
Yeah, right? Absolutely.
We have to help each other out. Okay. So we do things that, well, we help each other out. If Linda needs help, she's going to reach out. If Carol or Melise reaches out too, okay, she's a good sized rescue down there, but she's also in a big state of Texas, all right, and that's Texas not the only state she covers. She goes all the way up to Pacific Northwest, where a lot of her adopters are. So yes, Kayla, that is one beautiful dog. Linda, would you accept applications this soon, or you want to wait a little bit?
No, I mean, we always take in applications. It's a process for us anyway. It's not like we look at it and say, oh yeah, you're good.
Right.
So it's a process. So you're more than welcome to fill out an application and put Quinn's name on there. And when she's ready, we'll review all those.
Right. And for the New England Northeast Peer Rescues up there,
Mm-hmm.
all right, they're actually in the process of building a facility too, a boarding facility for their dogs, because they don't have enough fosters. So Northeast Peer Rescue. That's I've met Sharon before too, Sharon Wheeler. So thank you for your question, by the way. Now, Sherry or Jeff, do you have anything you would like to add to about about Quinn before we move on?
Well, I just apologize that she's just so worn out, not very active. But like Shari had said, that she had a very busy day today with all her other fur buddies and with Shari's granddaughter. And just before we came on, she was outside running around the yard with Shaggy doing laps and bouncing forth. So,
who's also another GPRescue alumni. Yeah.
Yes, she is.
And,
Shaggy was one of our dogs also.
And right now they're probably the best two of buddies.
Oh.
They just hit it off. I mean, from the very moment we brought her in the house.
Yeah, Shaggy was very accepting, and now this afternoon, they were running around together.
That's great.
Nice work, guys, because they don't do that all by themselves a lot of times. You have to give them that knowledge. So, all right. That's gonna and you heard him. We're gonna try when she gets ready to get listed for adoption. We're gonna try to bring her back on again. Thank you guys for that. I'm gonna move you all over to the side here, and we're just gonna put ourselves on an equal plane. Now, as we mentioned in the comments, our talking points, and we've talked about part of this before. That rescues are we're getting slammed. Shelters, this is not just here in Missouri, it's everywhere. It's nationwide. We're getting slammed. And wow, do you want to go into that before we talk about it more, Linda?
Yeah.
They don't know what it does to the rescue, resources and stuff like that.
I'm always very honest about the rescue and what's happening. And I put a lot out there, and I can tell you that, we haven't had many adoptions in the past month or so. Very little donations, not many fosters. And there's times where, I become very concerned that, I have to close the doors on this rescue, because adoptions is what keeps us, keep going. I always call us a paycheck to paycheck rescue, because we don't sit on $500,000 a year with all these grants and money coming in. All of ours is strictly donations and adoptions. So when there's none of that coming in, but we have an abundance of dogs that we need to take care of, literally keeps me up at night trying to figure all this out, budgeting the money, the dogs coming in, vet bills. And it's just, it's gotten really, really, really bad for us in the past month or so. And the last thing I would want to do is close down Great Pyrenees Rescue Missouri. So
that being said, we need some help here. It looks like GPRescue.com is where you go if you want to help. And you got to remember, this is still a young rescue.
Yes.
We haven't been here for 10 years or 15, 20 years like some of them have.
No,
we don't have the donors, the steady, constant donor base that those older rescues have.
Mm-hmm.
But Linda went to a state that desperately needed a rescue. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And I went there last week, wasn't it?
Oh, the week before. Yeah.
Week before. Time flies. Linda is making a difference in that very hard state. All right. It might be subtle in places, but that's where you start. You can't go in with both arms blaring or both horns sound, whatever you want to call it. But she's making a difference.
Mm-hmm.
She's helping the dogs and she's educating the people. We have to educate the people. Roman and I both have a saying, and I'm sure you can identify with it. We don't believe in damnation. We believe in education.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're not here to
and
judge
we spend
you.
a lot of time doing that. I spent a lot of time on the phone educating people, but that's not paying my vet bills. but I still take the time out of my day every day to educate. So, we're still helping the dogs. We're
That's
keeping
right.
them in their homes.
Each one
and-
of our viewers is also part of the education system, them sharing that information, them sharing the posts.
Mhm.
Because we can complain about the shelters being full and not taking any dogs in. We can blame the rescue for not taking more in, but that's not Amazon account. You not just return dogs or you just send them back. So education is what will stop that flood of dogs leading into rescue and shelters.
Yes.
Okay, so the more people educate themselves to how to care for the dogs, how to have their expectations on the same level, how to not fail the dogs, the less and less dogs will end up in the system.
Mhm.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. We have, Reagan and Linda have a wish list set up at Amazon and Chewy. And, but there's also another part to this too. It takes monetary stuff too, donations, money. Okay. You can sponsor a dog. All right. And then the foster might even keep in touch with you if you ask about that. Personally, you get the first picture before anybody else does, maybe. But the bottom
And
line
we
is,
took in a lot of dogs these past couple weeks,
yeah.
past month, Steve. I mean, a lot. One of them is heartworm positive. And then I got a call last night from a foster. It looks like the mama dog that we brought in, mama and the baby, looks like she has a tumor. I showed the picture to Roman. Looks like she has a tumor on her gum.
You talking about Tucker and Mama?
Mhm.
Mama?
Yeah.
Oh man.
So you see how stressful it is, and then you're automatically thinking, "Oh my gosh, if it's a tumor, it has to be removed. It might be needed to be treated with radiation. Where is this money going to come from? And on alls we put our heart out there, and we took this dog because no one else could or would. So things are hard on us in Missouri. I know I keep saying that, but I want to stress it. We are having a very difficult time in Missouri.
I was just wondering, just I'm throwing it out there, maybe we can organize, where people donate stuff. Like some people have a painting, some people have, let's call it
And like an auction.
an auction,
Like an
right?
auction fundraiser.
Yeah, an auction fundraiser.
Yeah, we're actually looking into something. I had an adopter of mine contact me about beers with peers. A
Beers with
fundraiser.
beers, I'm in. Oh, wait,
Yeah.
I don't drink beer anymore. Sorry.
So, I mean, if we could set something like that up, we could sell our T-shirts or, different things like that
Yes.
to help raise money for the rescue.
And hats.
And
Haven't got my
hats.
hat yet.
Yeah, I know, me neither.
So bottom line is everything that we do here. I mean, we're here for an hour a week and talking to you folks, and we try to give you as much information as we can. We show you the dogs, and we try to give you as much accurate information as we can. And it doesn't end at the show. If you have a question, go with Roman, go with me, go with Linda. We're here still. But what goes on behind the scenes, it would just make you sit down and just pull your hair out. I promise.
Yeah.
And then you see the pain and suffering. Okay, it never stops. So, and everybody says, why are all these dogs coming back? Well, there's a few reasons. Actually, there's more than a few because we don't know all the reasons yet. But we wanted to talk about one of the bigger reasons that we see: behavior. Okay, and usually Lori will back this up for me, right, Lori? The first thing I hear when somebody reaches out or I reach out to them, depending on what the case may be, the first thing I hear is, I'm at my wit's end. Don't wait that long. Okay. So how do you know when to call? Okay. Let's give you some signals from your relationship with your dog's relationship when you can call where you're not at your wit's end. Right, Roman?
Well, let me give you a kind of hands up here. You're driving your car and you have these red lights popping up in front of the car, the battery, the oil lamp. What do? Try to figure it out while you're driving, or you're going to pull over and call the mechanic. If you have a dog behavior problem, you have a behavior problem. You don't have a training problem. Okay?
Right.
If a dog growls at your kids, you don't have a training problem, you have a behavior problem. If the kid hits the dog and the dog responds to that, there is a relationship problem.
You have a kid problem too.
Right? And so we have to become aware that it costs you less money and it saves your dog's life if you pick up the phone and call for help. Hey, this is the situation I have. I have a problem. And me, Steve, Linda will tell you, don't worry about it. It's not as big as a problem. Do this and do that. Or it is a serious problem. And we tell you, okay, let's keep this thing safe. Step number 1, rule out medical underlying conditions, which is 80% of behavior problems, starting with lack of nutrition, underlying medical condition from ear infections to digestive issues to allergies. These are very common behavior problems, right? And then at the final thing is that at some point you have to sit down with a professional and put together a training plan. And it doesn't cost you an arm and a leg. It is not for free though, okay? You have to sit down, you have to do work. I have to do work, you have to do work. And sometimes we have Steve supporting us for those people who cannot afford that kind of management. Training a dog, it's not cheap.
If you can't afford your trainer, go to a rescue.
Right. And still, I have also a budget for people who are in turmoil, people who donating their sessions, people who have leftover sessions. I can move around things from there. I'm not a rescue. I'm not a 501c3. At some point, everything gets compensated. But these are available funds. So if you have a problem, first you call, then you heard the solution, and then we take it from there. Don't wait. Okay?
But don't surrender your dog.
No.
There's other ways. There's ways we can do this where you don't have to do that. We don't want your relationship with your dog to become so bad you start disliking him. You waited too long. Okay.
And sometimes you don't need to hire a trainer to come to your house to tell you have a problem, because we're gonna find out in 20 minutes in the conversation what exactly is going on in the house, and I don't know your dog, right? Because we are experts. We know the breed. We have done it thousands of times. You know?
Well, what we really need to talk about is when you adopt a dog from a rescue and you call the rescue 3 days later saying this is just not going to work out because the dog growled at the other dog, or the dog won't come out from underneath the dining room table and you think the dog's unhappy. The dog needs time. I always try to tell them that, it's like, I always say, what if I came into your house and I stole your child and I brought it home to my house and I put it in my crib? How would that child feel? Scared, confused, petrified? Our dogs feel the same way when they come into your home. So a dog, talks to you in growling, or, is scared or shaken or panting. Communication, and it's just not my rescue. I mean, we don't have many returns, but a lot of people return their dogs to rescue too soon.
Way too soon.
You have to give the dog time to acclimate to his surroundings. He has to know that he is safe.
Yeah. Growling is not aggression.
Growling is good.
Dog growls at your child.
Yes, growling is good.
It's a warning sign. It's a gift of God, whatever you want to call it, right? So if a dog growls at your child, it tells you, hey, I don't like what you're doing. And because the dog cannot say words, he growls about it. Okay? And I know there is an idea that growling and the next step, you're going to kill your family. No, it's not going to happen. Okay?
He's growling because he doesn't want to have to kill your family.
Exactly. And if you see that something is happening at your house and your dog is growling, remember, the dog in transition is going through a grief process. He just lost his previous home, his safety, his friends, somebody he trusted, and suddenly he's in a new home. You love your dog, you care for your dog, right? You're no adopter, but he has to get used to you, to your environment. Okay? And that takes time. It doesn't take time.
And guidance.
Right? And
knowledge.
Support, okay? And relationship. And it's not like 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months. Every dog is different, okay? Mm-hmm. We're not getting married after 3 days of relationship and 3 months of living in the same house.
Right. The message in that thing that's running around Facebook, that 3 days, 3 months, and 3 whatever it is, it's the message that's important. that's not putting a timer on this, okay? Because there is no timer. You can't put a time limit on a dog that has been totally destabilized, okay? And he's afraid, you know. I mean, he can go into a survival response that was if you drop a bad example, on almost anything that he normally doesn't, okay? And what's the best way to get him through that? Well, teach him some rules and teach him he's allowed to make choices. While you're teaching him he's allowed to make choices, you're automatically teaching him how to make good choices. Because every time he picks you, that's a good choice.
One other thing that I notice is that we're so excited about adopting the dog that we don't.
You lost your audio there for a second.
No.
He did that on purpose.
The other people don't hear what other people tell them about the dog, because all they want to hear is the good things. They don't hear about the work and the protection. Oh, I know. I grew up with dogs, but I drove a car for many years. I'm not a mechanic, so I'm listening to the person who has the car, so I know what to take care of it. And if you adopt a dog, it's not the car, but the person before that knows the dog already. So you have to listen to it and pay attention, keep notes, go over your notes, discuss it with your family, right? You cannot just take a plug and play dog into your home. It's a living being.
Yeah. And also too, if you've never had a peer, that doesn't disqualify you. What'll disqualify you if you already know it all about a peer you've never had. Okay, because if you go out and Google Great Pyrenees behavior, you're going to get a lot of information out there, and a lot of it is not what you think it is. It's dangerous. Google's dangerous. So if you want to learn about the breed, I can give you a site that holy cow, Kelsey does a very good job on that site. It's called It's Dog or Nothing, All Things Great Pyrenees. Me and Roman know her. She's a volunteer with the Great Pyrenees Rescue of Montana, and very seldom does she ask for our help other than, can you read the content? Is everything okay? Yeah, it looks good to me, because every dog's different. Okay. So there's kind of an instruction book out there for you, because her Facebook page, there's actually demonstrations. Okay. And her dog isn't a total cupcake. And she never gives up. Now I keep bringing up Ken's little message here. I'm going to interrupt, get a breath here just for a second. He makes a very valid point. When you donate, you don't have to save up to donate. If we can just get some $5 donations going monthly steady from, say, I don't know, 500 people. Okay? The more the merrier, by the way. You will save $1. Okay. Now, the other part to that is right now we got to maintain the dogs we have. Food, the biggest expenditures are preventatives and dog food, would you say? Then if we get heartworm, that's not cheap either, but we don't get much of that. But we got vet care. We've got, I don't remember exactly how many dogs we have right now, but we're towards 30, right? Or thereabouts. It doesn't matter. I mean, for me on the show, but the thing of it is there's a lot of dogs here, not a big rescue, and very well run rescue, by the way. Thank you, Linda. So
Steve, I want to add to that for a minute, just so everybody knows that we don't administer our own vaccines.
No,
we have veterinarians to do that. We don't get our preventatives anywhere other than our veterinarians. And we also have our dogs on Purina Pro plan, which is $77 a bag. And we're feeding 24, 25, 26 dogs. So, we do have a lot of great people out there that do donate dog food to us. I mean, it just, without them, I don't even know how we could even do it. Right. But a lot of the things that maybe some other rescues do, like administer vaccines and things like that, ivermectin in their water, whatever they do, we don't do any of that. Everything is done through our veterinarians.
Yep. So, and Roman, he's got to head out. He had sent me, I can read his body language. Whenever you read the body language of a dog, two behaviors can read each other's body language, right, Roman? So, and once again, it's not just monetary. Bills have to be paid, but dogs also have to eat, and that's done through donors also. I've always said that fosters, make it happen with us. Without a foster, you can't take a dog, but the donors make it possible. Okay. Without the donors, there's no fosters either. So, and all you donors, thank you. You guys have really stepped up, and everybody has stepped up for Betty White. Make no mistake, that money was for medical, and it went for medical. Okay. She had neurologists. She had I forget how many different vets. So probably
it was wonderful about that too, is that it was our page that raised over about $10,000. So when we wrote the check for $10,000 to Happy Hearts Rescue. And, and just know that Ellen is going to use that money to open up a spay and neuter clinic in Betty's honor.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Yay, Ellen. I hope you're watching. If you're not going to talk. But anyway, no, I was kidding. Thank you, Ellen. A spay and neuter clinic. I love it. That's amazing.
A low-cost spay and neuter
clinic. That
clinic.
even got a rise out of Quinn.
Look at Quinn.
I love it. So spay and neuter, that's we got to start doing that. I mean, this overpopulation of this Great Pyrenees, I mean, holy cow. And there's a lot of backyard breeders. I was told by one of the folks I was working with here about a week ago, they pay $2,500 for their dog with no bloodline information, no nothing. And so always be aware of that. These breeders are in it for the money. They don't care about the dogs.
Yeah, they don't care about the dog.
Yeah.
Stop breeding.
Yeah. I know a lady in Kansas, or I can't remember where she was. You might even know her. The Tamara, I can't remember. She shut the breeding thing. She was an AKC champion show dog breeder. Okay. And still it's breeding, but she shut it down because of all the dogs that were in need. Plus Barron passed away, but she's, as far as I know, she's fostering, hopefully.
Look at Quinn. Quinn, can we make Quinn big there for a second?
Of course we can. I was looking at some comments here.
Hi, Quinn.
Yeah.
You beauty.
Well, I'm not sure the exact count. Linda would have to go through the paperwork, and she's not in that room right now. But and that count changes because if we get an approved foster, which we did with last week, wasn't it? Brand new foster. We welcomed him to the rescue.
And don't forget, we have a waiting list.
We have a waiting list.
Yeah.
And at one time, the waiting list, actually, the door had to be shut. Okay. So this is bad.
I mean, I got asked to take Quinn, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I can. And then Shari's like, I'll foster her. I'm like, score. That's
the only way it can happen. Sherry may have easily saved this little girl's life.
Oh, she absolutely did.
Okay. So, because they're not going to let her kill chickens forever. They're going to shoot her. All right.
Yeah, oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, that's just what happens here. So,
look at that baby.
Fosters, we need fosters bad too. So if you're ever thinking about fostering, you're just not sure, man, now's the time. It doesn't have to be here. If you don't live in our reach and you say you live in Texas, call Melise. Colorado, call Judy, and Utah, Montana, get a hold of Carol. I mean, there's rescues there. And if there's no rescue and you don't want to appear, go to your shelter, your local SPCA. They need the help just as bad. Okay. Well, not quite as bad because they could be contracted with the county and you get a little bit of income.
Yeah.
But nothing like they need. Look at Quinn. So,
and I do want to add too that we are closed for intake. We are not taking in any more dogs at this time. We cannot for multiple reasons. I will let everyone know when we are open again for intake. But as of now, GPRS Missouri cannot take any more dogs.
Yeah.
I'm really sad to say that, but I mean,
well, but and once again, we'll say that, and then if we get a foster application in, it takes time to process that. Okay, they still have to qualify. You may want to help the dog like crazy, but we still have rules because we probably getting the dog because he didn't have a fence. All right, so I mean that happens sometimes. Well, we got one of the dogs that they were afraid he was going to go out on the road and get killed. he was surrendered because he didn't have a fence, couldn't afford to put a fence up.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But there are, other ways. So, and that's just it right there. There are other ways. One of the biggest things I get out of folks is I can't even walk my dog. He's just so horrible at that. Well, what would I tell you if we could heal that up in less than 2 minutes? And I took the audio out of this so I can talk right over it. Try this once. Try, instead of being the boss, why don't you take the most emotionally intelligent breed on the planet and do it so he can use his head and figure it out. Okay. You don't have to do this, but I don't expect you to know it. Now I do. I've got a couple of little videos here. I'm going to try to get these out. We got to do something to keep these dogs in their homes. I mean, I can't remember who it was, but 22 hours after they adopted the dog, they were saying, get this dog out of here. 22 hours. That dog probably hadn't even gone to the bathroom yet. So it takes time. How long? Okay. How about it takes 2 years? Anything less than that is a bonus. How's that? We don't know yet. It depends on how many, because you're destabilizing your resident dog somewhat too. It's not just the new dog. Okay. So always remember that. And that this is right there. He just came to the handler for help with his problem. And look what the handler did. That's me, by the way, just started walking because he figured out why he was stuck all by himself. We actually had a surrender form in for a dog because he was pulling and they were going skiing behind him and they didn't like it. And that right there, and I even stopped that, but a minute and 38 seconds, that dog never pulled again. That's kind of unusual, but he never pulled again. So what about barking at the window? All right. Well, that can be healed too. How many, raise your hands, I won't be able to see it, but how many of you with that when the mailman, or somebody walks down your street, every dog in the neighborhood knows it because your peers told them. Okay. That is not hard to do. All right. We're out of time. We got to do our drawing. Let's get you in there. Let's get the entries in for the drawing. We've only got 4 that's been in this thing right now. So
Shari, you're also eligible to put in hashtag GPRN.
Hashtag GPRN. I've got it up on the string. And put it in the comments. Get it sent, and the tool will accept it. And then I'll bring the tool over. Everybody gets to see who wins. Ta-da! We have a collar this week. We have other colors other than pink. If you got a female, you want pink, we have pink.
And they are nice leashes too.
These are nice. Yeah. I walked a couple of your dogs on them. And they're a nice leash. So
they're nice and thick.
Sorry, get entered and win a leash next week. Because we've been giving away martingale collars, and Linda said, man, we got to give them something to connect to the martingale collar, don't we? Martingale collars are good. I mean, they're not a training collar. They're a safety collar. For those of you folks that's ever had their great Pyrenees while you're walking, they hit the brakes and slam it in reverse because of whatever the reason may be, you'll love the martingale collar, because if it's adjusted properly, they can't back out of it. It can't get over their head. So, the video's up on YouTube also, Lori. But yeah, it doesn't take much to get your dog to stop pulling. There are prerequisites. Your dog should probably turn to you. He should know he has you to turn to. If he doesn't know he's got you to turn to, then we need to work on that a little bit. And so a couple of days, you may have to wait a couple of days. So, all right, we're going to get the drawing going because we are on overtime. And I'm pretty sure Jeff and Quinn and Shari, they want to go to bed. They're on a farm. So, and they took time out of their evenings. Thank you for that. So let me get this up here. Let me get the screen shared. Everybody, thank you for joining us tonight.
Steve. 1 second. Cynthia helped transport and save Quinn.
I'm sorry?
The commenter, Cynthia, she was part of saving Quinn.
Oh, I don't see that. I've got a thingy up here. I'm in the administrator mode. Can you bring it up?
Yeah.
Okay. And oh, there we go. Cynthia.
Yeah,
Yes.
Cynthia.
Without Cynthia, I mean, this would have been much more difficult because she did part of the transport, right? Or all of it. I don't know how much she did.
Without Cynthia, we would have never known. So
Yeah.
Oh,
she's Quinn's
wow.
first savior.
Yeah.
Yes, she
And
did.
that's amazing. Thank you, Cynthia.
Yes, thank you, Cynthia.
Nice work. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. Nice work. Okay. So, and look at her. I think Quinn appreciates it too. Quinn's going to learn things that she's never had the opportunity to learn, like how to be a puppy sometimes. Okay. And always remember they take their puppyhood away from them when they do this. Barrier barking. All right.
This question here, because we are in Missouri, Carrie, we're not in Texas. Texas has a lot of dogs and a lot of rescues that you could go to for a dog.
And do I have Melissa up here? But it's GPRS, Great Pyrenees Rescue Society.org. And we do surrounding states also, but you gotta remember, relatively new rescue, and we have to grow to places. So we've adopted to Maryland and Michigan, or I forget where else. We're not limited to Missouri, but we got to have transport. Okay. So
yeah, but Texas has plenty you can adopt.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right.
Oh my goodness. Melissa says yes, absolutely. Yes.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, Sherry, why don't you go ahead and sign off, because you can't put that in the private comments. It's got to go in the public comments. So we're going to wait for a second, and I will play the barking at the window video while I want Sherry to have a chance to win this too.
Okay.
She's a guest and she should have that opportunity, or maybe I'll just send her one, right? Oh, Linda won't let me do that. You got to earn it fair and square. The little video for the, it's only 1 minute, 13 seconds long, but it's a very, very awesome. I was called because they were afraid these two dogs were going to go through this picture window. So there's some music to it, so don't be turned up too loud. That particular one with these two particular dogs took less than 7 days. All right. And if you saw the video, the predator was still walking down the street. And they can do this. But if you don't know what to do, well, we can help you. All right. But don't get rid of your dogs for it, because as you can see, they can do this. We do this often. All right. But there is prerequisites. Once again, they have to know they got you to turn to. Okay. All right. We're going to head on out here. We're going to run the drawing. Let me get it up here on the screen. We don't have that many entrants. I'm going to do a tune-up on that thing after through the week. And either that, or we're going to have to do a tune-up on you folks, because we have a lot more viewers than we have entries. Hashtag GPRM into the comments. All right. So we're going to bring it up, and look at that. We only got 5 or 6 entrants. So we'll give it just one more second. We're already running 10 minutes late here. I'm just trying. There you go. And by the way, Melissa, when they were talking about the dogs. Why don't we adopt in Texas? Because Melise said right there, there's no shortage in Texas. So, and there's no shortage in a lot of states. All right. Anyway, here we go. We're gonna get this drawing going, and tell your friends. Come on and share the show. Okay. Good way to get, good way to get. I just played you 2 pretty cool videos now, didn't I? Share them. Don't keep it a secret. Let everybody see them. All right. If we're able to help you with your peer and help you keep your dog living in unity with you, that's always, we never say no. All right. Here we go. Yay, Tammy. All right. And as a matter of fact,
Congratulations, Tammy.
I tried to get a hold of you, Tammy. You didn't answer, just so you know. I bet you will now. How you get your collar is send me an email with your shipping information. And Tammy, you send it to steve@GPRescue.com. And the size, this is a leash. So I don't need to size the neck, but for a martingale, we need the size of the dog's neck. And if I remember right, they have Eden. Is that correct, Linda? I think so. But anyway, get a hold of me with your mailing address and we'll get that leash out to you. Nice leashes. Tell me what color you want too, by the way. So, all right, everybody, we're gonna head out. And anybody that wants that copy of that video, you go out to YouTube. It's there. Okay, it's posted public, and it's go out to YouTube and just search Great Pyrenees Rescue of Missouri, and you'll see our logos and everything come up. You found the right place. All right, here we go.
All right.
We're gonna see everybody next week.
Good night, everyone.
Reach out. I just put my email out there. Linda's emails everywhere. All right. All right, everybody. Bye now.